Hey, Anissa Coy here with Firehouse Education and this week's Ask Annissa video column. And this week, I have a little different question that was emailed to me. This was actually emailed to me by a homeowner who is experiencing a smoke or a fire damage loss. And so they had some really, really great questions. So this email came in from Kevin. So thank you for that, Kevin. And the question is this. Anissa, I have watched a number of your videos, starting with a 14-year-old one about the chem sponge being a secret marketing tool. In that video, you mentioned being at the scene with the adjuster while using a chem sponge to help the adjuster see damage that is not visible to the naked eye. I have also watched a few that focused on your thoughts about working with insurance adjusters. Okay, here's the question. What is a good setup for you and for the homeowner for onboarding a fire restoration company? Not necessarily perfect, but a good start for everyone involved. I am not in the restoration business, but instead I am an unfortunate homeowner who had a dishwasher fire that produced a lot of smoke damage. As you mentioned in some of your videos, the homeowner is not an expert, and having a fire is a very disconnecting event. So when should a homeowner contact a restoration company? How would a homeowner or should a homeowner find such a company and how to select one? Online reviews often are fake for good and bad reviews. So it is difficult to search for businesses that until recently I did not ever have to think about. As you noted in a couple of videos, insurance companies do not operate fire claims similar to car repairs, thus the homeowner often must figure out some things themselves. Do I hire a cleaning company, a kitchen makeover company, rug cleaners, art restorers, electricians, plumbers, etc., etc.? Or is a fire restoration company a one-stop shopping experience? The process of restoration seems like it may be a never-ending peel, another layer of the onion situation. So, how does a homeowner, fire restoration, and insurance company handle the changing landscape? As you ponder whether this question makes sense for one of your videos, please feel free to call me if you have any questions for me and or have some simple advice in the short term. Best regards, Kevin. Okay, well, Kevin, thank you so much for the email. I actually get a ton of emails from homeowners that are going through this type of situation. So you have a lot of questions here. Let's unpack them. Okay. All right. So the first I want to address is where you asked, what is a good setup for you and the homeowners for onboarding a fire restoration company? So, Kevin, it's very important that the company you do decide to have out to look at potentially hiring does have a good onboarding process. You want to make sure that they ask you questions about what happened, that you're able to walk them through the structure and looking at all of your contents. And it's very important as to what kind of fire, how long ago did it happen, have you touched anything or done anything with these contents, okay? So make sure that whatever company you have come out does have a good onboarding process that again walks you through what happened. What is important to you? If you lost everything in your home and could only walk away with your five most important things, what would that be? Because that tells you that the restoration company is concerned about what's important to you, okay? And that they're listening and hearing what you have to say and what your concerns are, okay? The next question you asked was not necessarily, oh, hold on. Let me see. The other question you asked was, so when should a homeowner contact a restoration company and how should a homeowner find such a company and how do you select the right one? Okay, so finding a good restoration company, yes, can be very tricky. And yes, online reviews can be fake, good or bad. So the first thing to do is when you Google a local restoration company in your area, make sure that they are properly trained, okay, and certified to handle your contents in the smoke damage that you may have incurred. Make sure that they are properly trained in the decontamination and deodorization of your items, because that's very, very important, okay? So the other thing is look for a restoration company that on their website, they have reviews. If you look on my website, firehouseeducation.com, and on my YouTube channel, you will find all kinds of videos of people talking about how amazing our training is and our advice has been. And you want to find companies that on a regular basis, have testimonials, if you will, from other companies that have used them. And would they recommend them to a homeowner that has been through a fire or smoke damage situation. And maybe, make sure that video's great, video's the best. But even if they're written testimonials, why would they say, I would use this company again? Or what's the one or two key golden nuggets or key points that they really appreciated about this restoration company that they had come in and handle their items? Okay. So the next thing that you talk about is, let me see. Oh, so you were asking, do I hire a cleaning company, a makeover, kitchen makeover company, rug cleaners, art restorers, electricians, etc., or is a fire restoration company a one-stop shopping experience? If you're Googling and looking up a fire restoration company to handle your contents, they should be a one-stop experience. When you hire the right company and a qualified, certified, trained company, they're going to be able to handle all of that process for you. So let's say you do need a specialty art restoration person for some of your work. This contents company should be able to handle it all and have in their Rolodex, if you will, a expert that they can call on and send your artwork to them, but again, still handling it through that restoration company. So you as the homeowner are only having to deal with one contractor, not multiple. Because look, if you've been through a fire or smoke damage, you've got a lot on your plate right now. You're trying to live life and continue things, and you have a lot of concerns. And again, you're not the expert, as you mentioned, and there's a stiff learning curve that can go on. So you need a company that can come in and handle all of your items and all of the different aspects of your contents, because it is kind of vast depending on what kind of contents you have in your home. So a restoration company that is properly trained and able to handle your contents should be a one-stop shop, which is a very great thing for you as a homeowner, because then you're only dealing with one company and you can rely on their expertise and their experts that they have to call on to help on those specialty items. Okay. All right. Then you asked me, if you see, you said the process of restoration seems like it may be a never-ending peel another layer of the onion situation. So how does a homeowner, fire restoration company, and insurance company handle the changing landscape? Again, Kevin, you asked some amazing, amazing questions. And so a proper restoration, contents restoration company is going to stay up on the latest technology and training techniques. And obviously, I'm a little biased, but the restoration companies that have trained with us get the most highest level of training and get training that no one else does in the industry but Firehouse Education. So anyone that's been trained with our company is a very skilled, very set up company with the proper systems, processes, and procedures to help you as painlessly as possible get through this situation. And Kevin, I don't know, if you've ever been through this before. Sounds like you've not. And I just want to say I'm very sorry for what you're going through, but I want to reassure you that there are very good companies out there that can help you and get through this process and restore you to not only your pre-loss condition, but sometimes they can even restore you to better than your pre-loss condition. And also, the right restoration company should be very well versed in how to talk with your insurance company and help you through that process. Now, a restoration company is not a licensed adjuster, and they should not be acting as an adjuster or adjusting your claim. But what they can do is help you through the process and understand the different steps that you need to go through. And most restoration companies that are dealing with contents are going to be versed on and will deal with your insurance company and know how to properly bill using the software in our industry that is set up to coincide with how the insurance company needs to evaluate things like buy the room, buy the item, and so on. Okay. Oh, awesome, Kevin. I really appreciate your email. And again, I'm so sorry for what you're going through. I hope you're able to find a good company. Don't hesitate to reach out to me again. And I hope that this process goes very quickly and painlessly for you, and you get yourself back to your home being clean, decontaminated, and deodorized after this incident. Awesome. Okay. Well, thanks again, Kevin, for the email. And I literally, this is my passion, helping homeowners and restoration companies as well understand the proper processes and procedures to go through to help out when this kind of awful situation occurs and disrupts life. All right. Well, you know the drill, everybody. If you're watching this video to this point, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel and to firehouseeducation.com. If you subscribe there, you will get notifications of my blog posts and emails when they go out and videos. And if you have a question for me, please be sure, send me an email. In the subject line, put Ask Annissa and send that to Annissa at firehouseeducation.com. And maybe I will feature you on next week's Ask Annissa video call.